Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. And this is going to be my spoiler review for episode 3 from the new Disney Plus series by Star Wars, Skelton Crew. So if you have not seen this show, pause this. But before you go and watch this, can you hit the thumbs up? That would just help my YouTube channel to grow, and I would truly appreciate that. Go watch it, come back. Let me know what you think about this series and what your Star Wars theories of this show is. And I want to hear them and read them. So let's go. So again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned. Now, let's get into it. Episode 3 starts off where we see the parents of the 4 children all gathering around in their own way. They're talking about their children and how long they've been missing, and they're all scared and worried in their own way as we see someone like Wynn's father, who is just like dazing out in his mind. Maybe he's showing like regret, think of things that he wished he would have done better as a parent, and just like all the other parents are too. But we see Wim's father just in deep in thought, and as again, like a lot of them are hoping that these droids will do their job and find them, but unfortunately they cannot find them because they're so far away, and they're nowhere to be found. And there is a big reason why, which I'll explain later on in this review. But as they go back and forth, just talking about what they should do and what a plan is, and just trying to find a way, we go back to where the 4 children escape the cells with John Noah Wood, and they're trying to sneak off. And it's one of those episodes, again, you're looking through the eyes of the child in like these particular scenes, basically. And they're trying to sneak off. You see these guards, these pirates, just standing by, handling their business, and they're sneaking away, and they're trying to, whether they should trust this Jedi or not. Is he a real Jedi? But there's so many questions that they're just trying to figure out, at the same time trying to escape. But as they get to the ship, they finally get to the ship, and they're getting ready to launch off, but they don't want to leave because all 4 of the kids want SM-33, because that droid did help them and try to protect them. And so John, he agrees, and he goes, finds them. But then we run into Binge Jar Japonic, and he catches him, and all of a sudden there's like a space battle going on because they were bickering, and we learned that he calls him Captain Silver. John is I guess secret name, or vigilante name. I don't know, but it's a weird thing because most Jedis or most people in this the Star Wars universe don't really do that. I mean, I guess you could say the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, but this one's kind of odd for a Jedi to do that. But it depends how you look at it. So I thought it was interesting. And again, then there's a space battle, and John Norwood does deliver his promise and brings back SM-33. And in a funny way, in a comedic way, the ship's is still like attached to this like gas fuel, and they're just trying to break through. And like in most Star Wars movies and shows that are in a scenario like that, they usually hit hyperspeed and escape, but this wasn't the case for these. And it was kind of funny, but they did manage to escape. And Brutus know about it, and he puts a bounty on John Norwood. But they go to this place after they get destroyed, this like half the dock. They finally go to this place, and they meet up with this alien creature that looks like a owl named Kim, Kymm, and they're trying to figure out where the map is for Atton. And before that, we know that this person that Kim, she's gonna inform everybody that, hey, like, John Norwood is here, and he's got kids held hostage because, they have a history, they have a past. It seems like John has done something to broke her trust, and everybody that she's associated with is trust, or it's the other way, or maybe both, who knows. But that seems like there's going to be a big episode for that particular backstory of it, and it's honestly really interesting to see what this is, because he says he's technically not a Jedi, but that's something like Obi-Wan Kenobi says in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, that he's technically not a Jedi no more because he don't believe in the Jedi way. So it's one of those things. And so obviously he is a Jedi, or just a former Jedi, kind of like Ahsoka, who she don't consider a Jedi. You remember all the Star Wars fans know the famous quote, "I am no Jedi," right? So it's one of those things, and it's not really hard to overthink, but there's a reason why he doesn't consider himself a Jedi. And so, but they do find this old map, and we learn that the New Republican purposely got rid of all the data and maps and coordinations to go to this planet and other planets. And there's more planets that are hidden away from everybody else in different galaxies. And so now it's leading up to this big secret. And what is hidden? And the kids kind of talk about it, because as Kim was trying to figure out and break it down in locations, they mentioned that all their parents, their job is to work on the greater good, the work, the project that is helping them keep the secret of Aten into a mystery, a fairy tale, a rumor, a myth, a made up stories, just like the Jedi. And it seems like there's a much deeper meaning to these, and why that planet and other planets are hidden, and it just keeps whatever it is a secret and made up. So the New Republican is up to no good, and it can be so many ways. I think maybe like Palpatine is definitely involved, because he wouldn't be dead yet in the timeline zone of the Star Wars universe if you look on the Disney Plus. Also, too, throughout this episode, these kids are learning what trusting somebody really means, and learning to, like, everybody that you'll meet up with in this galaxy has a agenda, and they have a reason. And of course, this episode ends after they escape by a group of X-Wing fighters. So, again, like, throughout this episode, we're seeing like these kids who have no idea what's going on, don't understand how to be sneaky, how to hold secrets, who to trust. And, as Wim is probably going to be the most heartbroken one out of all the four, because he's such a big fan of being a Jedi. And he's always been reading about it. And he finally gets to meet a Jedi. And I don't think he understands that this guy is going to break this kid's heart to whatever secret or thing he has done that has made people want to get him, or they just don't trust him no more, and they're trying to turn him in, get him arrested. From both sides, whether it's a pirate or from the New Republican, it don't matter. They just trying to lock him up. So he has done something, and once Wim finds out, that kid's going to be heartbroken. And because he believes from all the storybooks he has read as a child, like he is right now, they're supposed to be the good guys. They're supposed to do the right thing. And so this is going to be such a huge thing, a huge moment to see where Wim goes. Even though like Fern and KB don't really trust him, I feel like Neil does trust him because of his best friend Wim. But I think Neil will be also heartbroken, but I think he's going to take this a lot differently than Wim will. And it's going to be very interesting because we're watching these, in a way, we're watching these 4 kids grow into teenagers or adults, whatever it may be. And it's going to be very interesting. And I feel like their goal, Star Wars' goal, the company, and Disney's goal is to obviously probably shoot for another season 2. I think behind the scenes they're all wanting this to do a season 2 because they have a story that they have obviously created, but I think they have an idea where they want to go with this, especially where it's placed at in the timeline of the Star Wars universe. So this may fill a lot of gaps in it, but who knows? I'm just basing off of episode 3. But what I do like about episode 3, I love it. It is as good as episode 2. I like these characters that we're meeting. I like that, these kids are going to see what being an adult is in a way. And it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like people can relate to that as they watch this, whether you're a parent or just remember your childhood in a way, right? And that's what I kind of like about this episode, episode 3 in particular. And I also enjoyed the graphics. I enjoyed the dialogue. I enjoyed the pace. Like, it kind of slowed down a little bit, but it was important to slow down because the dialogue is explaining about why Atten is such, like, kept so hidden away that good. That the fact that people in the New Republican have purposely made up and fake, like, stories, folktale stories, turn this into a folktale story for whatever reason to hide the most important thing that they're hiding. So it's very interesting. And this is like again, you're watching people grow. And, this is a way you can see these kids show more layers to these characters, and you kind of get an idea where they may go in their life, on the path they may take, which is only 2 paths, the good or the bad, the light or the dark, Sith Lords, who knows, right? There's so many ways. So that's what I like about this episode. And I love the pirate theme. I love that pirate theme so much. It's so fun to watch, and really good storytelling with it. Like, it really is. And these characters that we're seeing, from, like, even Brutus, what a villain or antagonist to watch do his thing. Like, he's such a G about it, and it's gonna be really interesting if he catches up to them, like, him and his crew. Like, it's gonna be pretty fun to watch. And this may not be like, I feel like they won't see a lightsaber battle, but you'll see a lot of laser guns and laser ammo cannons type shoot at the ships and stuff. But I think that's gonna make it up, and I think people will still like it, even though this one particular Jedi doesn't use a lightsaber. Because from based off episode 1, 2, and now this one, number 3, it just doesn't seem like they're going to show a lightsaber, which I would wish they would, but I don't think they are going to focus on that, because it doesn't seem like it's a Jedi story. It seems like a Star Wars story that has a Jedi in it. So it's one of those, and I'm okay with that. Now, I really like the direction they're going with this too, as far as that. But I also just like so much of the emotions that these characters show. And, like, a lot of these characters are doing some like tough decisions, but they're also showing, especially in front of the kids, these 4 kids, that, like, hey, it's like, hey, I didn't want to do this, but I have to do this. And you need to watch your back. And, it's not like a decision they want to do, but they have to do it. And now they feel bad, like some of the characters. I'm not talking about, like, Brutus and all of them, but maybe they do. Who knows? But I really like that there's someone showing a soft side with the adults, but showing like these adults making the tough decisions, and we're seeing these kids that just cannot comprehend what's going on, and they're kind of confused because this is their first time outside of their own planet. So it's very interesting, and they may be traumatized, who knows, but it's a lot. But I really like that part too. I really like the emotions. You're showing sad, angry, confusion, happiness, excitement, like whim. He's, in a way, he's growing up a little bit. He doesn't realize it, but he's still got a lot to do, a lot to mature about. But I really like that too, about that. Like, this is kind of like we're watching Wim get this experience that he thought he wanted, but I can see that they're going to have episodes where Wim's like, I wish I didn't have this. I wish I didn't go through this. I wish I never begged for this lifestyle. I should have just listened to my parents. I should have just did my homework, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's going to be one of those moments. It's going to be really interesting to watch that too. So episode 3 was really good, and they set it up very well, because I think the next episodes after this, like 4, 5, and up, I think you're going to start seeing like the downfall and the rises up, the inspirational. But I think like episode 4 is going to reveal some important stuff, especially about the new Republican, and I think John Norwood's there's gonna be some revealing about him too. So that's what I'm really excited about, and I appreciate that episode 3 has set that up for that. If they put that in episode 4 or maybe episode 5, whatever's necessary. But really good episode, and honestly, this is I would say honestly so far, this might be one of the better Star Wars series out of like a lot of them. So that's just my opinion, though. I'm just basing off of 3 episodes. So, but that's my review, y'all. If I had to give this a 1 out of 10, I'm gonna definitely give this a 6. What a great episode. Didn't give it a lot, but this was an episode again that set up for the next episode, and I think it's gonna have the bigger reveals and action packed to it. So I'm okay with that. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So definitely love it. But that's my review, y'all. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace out.